Breaking news here on Titans today. They have finally signed a wide receiver in Chris Moore. Yes, this is the second time you're seeing me today. I already did a video earlier, but they signed a wide receiver. I had to let you guys know because it is exciting. Kind of. Before I explain why it's only kind of exciting, let's talk about why you should subscribe. This is exactly why. Because like I said, I already did a video earlier today. We talked about Trey Lance, and here I am just less than an hour after the news breaks, getting you the information you so want, you desire, you need. Titans signed a wide receiver, and I'm telling you about it literally less than an hour after it happens. Hit that sub button. Let's keep growing this channel. The more subs we get, the more content I can give you. Almost didn't have a studio because all of the bigger channels are either live or doing their own videos right now. If we grow this channel, that won't be a problem in the future. Hit the sub button. Let's talk about who the Titans signed. Chris Moore, who played at the University of Cincinnati. That's where he went to college. Was a good little wide receiver over there. I'm saying little as if this guy is not a football player. He was a good receiver at Cincinnati. He was drafted by the Ravens in 2014 in round 4. He played for them for about 5 years, I believe, and then moved over to the Texans, where he stayed for 2 years. Now he is coming to the Titans, staying in the AFC South, which is always a little interesting to see when a team is allowing one of their, well, I guess you can't really allow, but free agent signing with a rival in the division. Always interesting to see. He will be staying in the AFC South. He is 6'1", 200 pounds, pretty much basic standards for a wide receiver. These are his college stats. So while he was at Cincinnati, he played in 38 games. He had 79 receptions, 1,400 yards, 19 touchdowns, and averaged 18.1 yards per catch. Now, in college, he was really good at making these big plays, which would explain why his average was 18.1 yards per catch. Good at these big explosive plays. Also, pretty average speed, could be a little bit faster. This is in college, though. This was a while ago. That was 2014. He has played in the NFL since. His last 4 seasons, barring 2020, because he virtually had no stats. He only played in 3 games that year. That was his last year with the Ravens. He had no stats. So we skipped 2020, but we'll take a look at 2018 through this past season. In 2018, he played in 16 games. He had 25 receptions, 196 yards, no touchdowns, averaged 10.3 yards per catch. 2019, the production dipped greatly, actually. Only 3 receptions, 21 yards, averaged 7 yards per catch, which really doesn't say much when you only have 3 catches that year. He moves on to the Texans, and things start to pick up for him. 21 receptions in 2021. 227 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaged 10.8 yards per catch. And 2022 was the year he finally got out of his shell in the NFL. 48 receptions, 548 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaged 11.4 yards per catch in 16 games. Now, what I want to do, what I want to highlight about these stats is that 548 yards was more than any Titans receiver had in 2022. Remember, Robert Woods, when he was still on the roster, he had 527 in 2022. So Chris Moore did not only beat all of the Titans receivers with his yards last season, he also locked in career highs for catches and yards. So he had a great year. He's on the up and up. You can hope he can pretty much keep that going. He did play a mix of offense and special teams in 2021. That's kind of where his role lied until some injuries came up on the Texans and he got bumped into a starting role, and you saw him step up when he got that starting role in 2022. Virtually about half of the season, he became a starter. So he did produce when his name was called, which is nice. He will be joining Treylon Burks, Nick Westbrook-Akine, Kyle Phillips, Racey McMath. There's still a lot of problems in this wide receiver room, and I don't think Chris Moore is the talent that you were wanting to bring in. And this is why I say this is a start. Yes, you brought a vet in. He had a good year in 2022. This is not okay, we fixed the wide receiver problem. That is not it at all. This is a start. This is adding a little bit more depth. Hopefully, the injury bug doesn't bite again, but as we know, with the Titans' track record, it normally does. So you're trying to kind of stack the roster, make sure you have enough guys that you don't run out of receivers like you did in the past. But this is not the end of this. They've got to go get a receiver in the draft. And I've seen mock drafts that haven't done that. And it confuses me because you didn't sign anybody in free agency. And when I say that, you didn't sign any big names or big weapons to come in and duo with Treylon Burks in free agency. You kind of let everything slide. Now you're signing Chris Moore, who maybe he's a wide receiver 3, maybe. We haven't seen too much of him. He's been very limited in most of his years in the NFL. So maybe he comes in and he can add some more depth to that wide receiver room, but it is by no means in tip-top shape, ready to go for the 2023 season. Do you like this move? If you like Chris Moore being added to the roster, type Y for yes. If you don't really understand it, type N for no. I think this is more of a, let's get a vet in here. If we're going to go draft a wide receiver, he's going to be a rookie. Let's get some veteran presence. He has been in the league since 2014. At least he can bring a leadership role, kind of help these younger guys kind of gel and get adjusted a little bit more. I'll take it. It's a start. It's not the end. I do want to say, again, this is my second video today. We talked about Trey Lance being traded to the Titans earlier today. Ian Rappaport broke that news that San Francisco is getting some phone calls from some teams very interested in Trey Lance, and he didn't quite name who it was, but if you had to guess, Titans need a quarterback. It's known. Either this year or next year, but that's all we've been talking about. Are they going to trade up for a quarterback? Are they going to go get C.J. Stroud and Anthony Richardson? Are they going to hang back and hope Will Levis is still on the board? Are they going to try to grab Hendon Hooker? Are we riding it out with Ryan Tannehill? Now we're talking about trading for Trey Lance. There's a lot of pushback with that idea. One, San Francisco never said they wanted to trade Trey Lance. So this could all just be a bunch of talk. You know, it's that time of year where everybody runs their mouth because they think they know something. Everybody's got a source. But San Francisco never said that they wanted to trade Trey Lance. He's also got some concerns that come with him. Little experience coming off an injury. But San Francisco's QB1, Brock Purdy, might not even be ready to go for 2023. Lots of question marks. If you want to know more about the Trey Lance trade rumors, you can check that video out. Again, it was posted on the channel earlier today. The link will be in the description of this video as well. I'm glad I got to get this breaking news to you. I wish I could have given you a bigger wide receiver name. I know that's what you wanted. Hopefully it's coming within the next week. The draft is next Thursday. That's exciting, just about a week away. Stick with us. Thanks for subscribing. We appreciate you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. And as always, tighten up.